Christmas. And this year we're pitting budget supermarket chain Aldi against high-end department store Harrods to ask whether it's better to go cheap and cheerful this December or to splash your cash on a bit of luxury. And to help us find out, Shalina's foodie friends are rounding off their evening by blind sampling some champagne. Again, one is from Aldi, one from Harrods, and the third from Sainsbury's. Which will they prefer when they don't know which is which? And which will they think offers best value for money?
Cheers.
Cheers, honey. Cheers.
First up, it's Sainsbury's Taste the Difference non-vintage brut at £18.50.
Okay, first impressions.
It's not the strongest of aromas, it's quite subtle.
Yeah.
It's a very easy drinking.
That's quaffable. It's nice.
It's perfectly
It's nice,
fine,
yeah.
This
I
is
would
nice.
drink it
It's
happily.
nice.
Few pomegranate seeds, Christmas morning.
Oh, yeah.
It tastes kind of like an average champagne.
Mm.
It's not kind of blowing me away.
It's not blowing me away either.
Yeah.
It's just nice.
Next, they're tasting Aldi's Veuve Monsignor Champagne Brut, costing £14.99.
Looks like the bubble's a bit finer just from looking at it.
I think it's a little bit more kind of peachy, a little bit sharper, a little bit drier actually, sorry.
It's definitely drier,
Yeah.
which is nice.
It does taste slightly more sophisticated than the first.
Yes.
A little
Okay.
less basic.
And finally, it's Harrods Brut Premier Cru Champagne Non-Vintage, which will set you back £40.
I'm not
I
so
don't know about-
sure on this one.
Yeah, I don't know about this
I
either.
don't love it.
It's quite dry, but it has less going on,
Yeah,
I think.
it's not smooth.
The first I think was smooth.
Okay.
The second a bit more sophisticated. This I'm not sure.
This one to me tastes a little bit too dry for me.
It's not unpleasant, it's very nice, but I think you have to be a fan of dry champagnes. It's maybe not as much of a crowd pleaser.
If you were going to have to choose one bottle, which glass would you choose to continue drinking?
I think it, for me, it would definitely be number 2. I think it has enough interest, it's got a nice hint of dryness, it's super soft on the palate, and it's kind of the right level of acidity for me.
They're all very nice, but if I had to carry on drinking, twisted, I would continue
Yeah.
with 2.
Patty?
2 and 1 I like, but 2 has the edge for me.
Okay. So do you think that number 2 is the most expensive?
I don't know, I think it might
Not
be middle.
necessarily, because I don't necessarily think that my palate is that sophisticated.
I think number 3 might be the most expensive
3
one.
might be the most
Yeah.
expensive, but doesn't mean it's my favourite.
And after some carefully considered quaffing, all 3 believe champagne number 3 is from Harrods, but they're split between which is Aldi and which is Sainsbury's. Time to put them out of their misery.
All 3 of you got Harrods right.
Okay.
So the third glass is Harrods.
Yeah. It's the driest.
Yeah.
First glass is Sainsbury's.
Interesting.
Who's Aldi?
And 2 is Aldi.
Great.
Wow.
Well, did I say that? I'd be so happy if Aldi was the
they
winner.
were kind of interchangeable. Number 3 is the one that stands out. I would happily serve any of them, in fairness, but I think 1 and 2 are real crowd pleasers, and that's really
Definitely.
great.
1 and 2 are both incredibly good
Yeah.
value for champagne, and both very excellent.
You know, $14.99 for a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, it's
We're all
great.
feeling the pinch.
It's impressive, isn't it? People are going to enjoy this, and they're affordable.
Well done, Aldi.
So the budget booze is the winner with our panel, making it a narrow 1-0 victory to Aldi over Harrods in our tests this evening. Wherever you do your Christmas shopping, though, you're bound to notice a difference in prices this year. But with sky-high inflation and a looming recession, it's not just us customers that are feeling the pinch.
Christmas has always been a battleground for retailers, but this year it is tougher than ever.
And even Harrods, with its largely wealthy clientele, is aware of the impact that the cost of living crisis is having on its customers.
Harrods have actually really looked after the customer this year. Hardly any of their products have gone up at all. The champagne, chocolates and shortbreads and things, they're still at the same price as last year. Unfortunately, the Harrods Bear has gone up in price.
And what about budget retailer Aldi, where profit margins are already wafer thin?
Aldi will scrap with the big boys, trying to persuade all those shoppers who occasionally pop in there for a bargain that this is the place to spend that extra money that they're going to spend at Christmas.
They know the value. They know what's to be lost if they don't deliver a great experience too.
So looking at Aldi's prices last Christmas to this, they've gone up a little bit, but not too much. The biggest jump is on a fresh turkey. Otherwise, the champagne, the mince pies, the stollen, all of those products really have only gone up a very small amount.
And even if this does mean a hit on profit margins, the strategy seems to be working, with some reports suggesting the budget retailer will have bagged an extra 3.1 million customers by the end of 2022. But who actually does do Christmas better? Harrods or Aldi?
In terms of pure sales volumes, Aldi inevitably will do better. It's in every town in the UK, more or less, but their products are sold at a much tighter margin. Harrods, on the other hand, they serve a really wealthy customer who are deeply loyal to them. So I believe that both will achieve their objectives. But in terms of the volume of sales, the number of people employed, and the impact on people's lives, I think Aldi probably has the edge.
So whether you decide to splash your cash in Harrods, Aldi, or your own favourite retailer, there's just one thing left to say.
Merry Christmas to you, all around the world.